Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Lagunitas Brewing. They're out of Petaluma, California. This is their 2016 one-hitter series High Westified Imperial Coffee Stout aged in High West rye barrels. And guys, the pictures on Rate Beer and Beer Advocate are not the same of what is on this. So they may have done it before. They're calling it the Scare City Number 3 High Westified Imperial Stout. So I don't think it's this particular version, so I could not find this version here. I think it's something brand new that they've come out with. I think they may have done a bomber once before and called it this, and now these are available in the 12-ounce bottles. Lagunitas sent me one of these, and Rico also just sent me one of these today. I'm reviewing this on the 7th of December, so I'm shouting out both of them because I'm not going to review it twice. This is a 12.2% alcohol by volume beer. And what I'm getting on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer has that Scare City Number 3, and the picture has Scare City on the top of the label and not the one-hitter series. And Beer Advocate has the exact same thing at 12.1. So I don't think what they're telling us is a close recipe. It's only 12.1 and 12.2. Not much difference there. But I don't think this is the number 3 Scare City one hitter series like they're doing right now. So the information is a little off from there because this is a new release from these guys. Like I said, I just got it from Lagunitas the other day, and I don't know how Rico can get his hands on this that fast and get his hands on one and ship it to me almost as quick as Lagunitas sent it straight from the brewery to me. So amazing. Some of the guys like Rico can get their hands on these beers that quick. Blows my mind. If I won't see this beer here in Virginia for 2 months. It's absolutely horrible beer distribution here. Everybody that distributes beer here in Virginia got their head squarely up their freaking ass. I mean, it's insane. They'll get this beer in and they'll let it sit in the warehouse for several months before they'll ship it out. It makes no sense to me. Beer distribution in Virginia is sucking on the hind titty. Most definitely sucking on the hind titty. Or sucking on something else that ain't even a titty. So that's the way I feel about the beer distribution in Virginia. It's horrible. If it wasn't for Rico and Michael and David and Brandon and all these wonderful subscribers that I have, I'd be stuck drinking this 2, 3, 4, 6-month-old IPAs that they serve or sell around here. It's horrific. It's horrific. So you guys can get your stuff that quick. Y'all some damn lucky. Y'all some damn lucky guys. That's all I can say. So I'm shouting out Lagunitas for sending it to me, and shouting out Rico that sent it to me 2 days after Lagunitas did. So that's a pretty damn quick turnaround for Rico. So and I'm on the list at Lagunitas, and they send me these beers directly from them on the new releases. So it's incredible that some of you guys can get this up quicker than I can get it from straight from the brewery. So it's amazing to me. Well, let's get on with this one. I'm not going to read the commercial description on what I have from Rate Beer or Beer Advocate because they're wrong. They're doing the number 3 Scare City version of this, and this is not that. So we're going to go directly over to the food pairings, and I'm going to pop the cap on this bad boy. The food pairings, cheeses of buttery brie Gouda Havarti, Swiss, because we don't do chocolate dishes, being a stout. And the meat is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glass for a pint Beckeronic tumbler snifter. Oversized wine glass. And according to them, can be cellar for a long period of time. But being a coffee stout, I may have to disagree with that. The coffee's going to fade over time, guys. You wouldn't want to try to sell this beer 10, 15, even 20 years, because the coffee is going to basically be gone. It's like hops, guys. The coffee will fade a lot of times. If you want that big up-in-your-face coffee notes on these beers, you need to drink them fairly fresh. Within 6 months, I would say. After that, it's probably going to start dropping off like hops do on IPAs and double IPAs. I don't know. Usually they do some kind of Julian dating code, and they've got something on the neck of the beer here, and it says, let me tell you what it says. It says 323, and then it got a space. Then it says 6, and it's got a space, and it says 2. Then underneath that it's got 1368, and it's got a space. Then it says 2244. A bunch of jumbled up numbers that usually don't mean a damn thing unless you actually know what their dating code is. So, to me, this beer was put in the bottle on the 323rd day of 2016. You can Google that to see exactly when that is. 323 out of 365. That's pretty close to, I would say, end of October, 1st of November. Somewhere 30 days and 30 at 60 and 365. I would say it's done in November. So, and this is the 7th of December, so it's only been in the bottle around a month. I'm just chucking those numbers off the top of my head. I haven't Googled any of that to see exactly what the 323rd day is of the year, but I would think it would probably be in November. Sometime in November. So, looks like it's a very dark beer. I don't see any light coming through the glass at all. And with me flapping my gums and ranting and raving like I do, the head is dissipated. It's not even covering the top of the beer. A little bit around the outside, but I can see the beer down through the center of it. So, Rico, Lagunitas, I appreciate you both sending me a bottle of this. So let's get the nose to it. And this is a barrel-aged beer. I can definitely get a little bit of that aged in High West rye barrels. And I'm getting that. You can definitely tell the barrel aging on that. Wow. Wonderful aroma. It is overpowering the coffee notes on the nose to me. I'm not getting any coffee on the nose. I'm getting rich roasted malt and rye. That's what I'm getting. So it's probably going to have a little bit in the taste, and and it's right out of the fridge, those flavors most of the times will come up as it comes up to room temperature. Well, let's dive in. Final beer of the evening for me. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Lagunitas. Cheers, Rico. Wow. Big barrel notes, guys, here. I'm getting the rye. I'm getting hints of vanilla. I'm getting coconut. A slight woodiness to it. And if they brewed this, and this is like when people do IPAs and they barrel age them, and then they don't dry hop them after it, and they, we did an IPA and we barrel aged it, and we left it in the barrel for 6 months, and then we bottled it and sent it out. Well, the hoppiness is faded out by the time it comes out of the barrel. And I'm telling you, that's probably what's happened to this. We're going to let it come up to room temperature when I come back from the final check. I'll tell you how much coffee I'm getting then. But if you're putting something in the beer when you're brewing it, like hops or dry hopping it or whatever, or putting coffee in it, and then you barrel age it for 3, 6 months or longer, a lot of times those properties will fade. Big rye, vanilla, coconut on the nose right now. Wonderful smelling beer. Just not getting that big coffee. That may come out. I'm going to go down the deck and fire up my Maduro wrap cigar that I had earlier. And simple this for just a little while. It'll come up to room temperature and see what we end up with, guys. Damn tasty beer, though. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. The coffee notes have faded substantially in this beer, guys. I wouldn't have even put coffee on the label. Coffee is so subdued at this stage of the game. The rye barrels with that taste is overpowering everything. I am getting the rye whiskey, I'm getting vanilla, I'm getting coconut, I'm getting some woodiness, I'm getting rich roasted malt. Very tasty beer. Don't get me wrong, it is a very tasty beer. But I was expecting a little more coffee when they've got it in big letters underneath Imperial. And the coffee is not there. It's just not there, guys. If it's there, it's so subdued. The rye whiskey is overpowering it. I'm just not getting it. So, but it is a tasty beer. I mean, these barrel-aged beers are very tasty. But they shouldn't barrel-age IPAs or double IPAs or anything that has coffee in it, is my opinion. Unless you're re-adding that after it comes out of the barrel. Either re-dry hopping it or cold steep coffee back into it or whatever. But if you're doing that, all that before it goes into the barrel and it sits in the barrel 4, 6, 8 months, 12 months, those flavors are going to be gone. They are. In my experience, they're going to be so subdued, and especially with the barrel aging. If it's just a regular oak barrel, the coffee may be there enough that you can detect it. But when it's a bourbon barrel or a rye whiskey barrel or a rum barrel, any of that, the alcohol in those barrels overpowers the coffee. So, but it is a tasty beer, I will say that. It is a very tasty beer. A great final beer of the evening. Wonderful aroma. Very, very tasty. I love these whiskey, bourbon, rum, barrel-aged beers. 12.2% on this one, where they have it at 12.1 at Beer Advocate at Rate Beer. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they've done this beer once before in a bigger bottle, and it had the Scarcity number 3 or Scarcity on the upper label, where this is the one-hitter series, and it's not, and it's a brand new edition, so it may not be listed on any of these sites yet. So, final chug. Delicious beer, guys. 9 out of 10 for me on this. Numeric rating on this one, guys, would probably be a 98. That's where I would put it. The coffee notes, if you're looking for big coffee notes in this beer, you're not going to get it. It's not there. The whiskey barrel aging of this, the rye whiskey, is overpowering the coffee at this stage of the game. So, over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says it is 97. Excellent numbers from those guys. I give it a 98, so we're one digit away, pretty damn close. And over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says it's 99 overall and 92 in the South. So we got a 97, I got a 98, we got a 99. And for our final check-in, we'll run over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.26. Numbers from those guys over there too. So very tasty beer, guys. It's definitely worth picking up. This is not a cheap beer. I think Rico said and they're doing it in a 6er, which is very unusual for a 12.2%. Usually when they get up to this category and being barrel aged, they usually drop those back to a 4-pack, and you still pay the same price. But he said it was $13.99, $14 for a 6-pack, which is an excellent price for 6 12.2% ABV beers that's barrel aged. It is a good price. I would buy this beer. No doubt about it, I would buy this beer. And you got another code. The 323rd day of 2016 is when this was put in the bottle. So you got another code. I'm not a fan of that type of code. They have the capability of putting a month, day, and a year on there, and they choose to do these silly codes. It's not up to the brewer or the people that work there or the people that send these beers to me. It's up to the management of what they want to put on the beer. And I'm sure there's probably a batch code underneath there. That's what those other numbers were about. But I would just assume, and Lagunitas is a big brewery, and they could do that. They could. But they're still using that dark ink on here. But it's still, if you know where to look, you can still find it. It's right here on the upper part of the, right, not the middle part of the neck of the bottle. So there's a lot of numbers on here, so they do have the capability of doing that. They just choose to do that type of code. So you just got to know that when you go in and you're looking at Lagunitas beers, what those codes mean. So, and I do, but a lot of people don't. So that's why I'm a big fan of the month, day, and a year. I mean, everybody knows what that means. When you see 1/1, 1/6, and 1/6, November 16th of 2016, you know what that means, especially if it's got the slashes in there like a normal dating has. But that's the only fuss I've got about it. They're doing that silly code on there, and you just got to know that when you go to buy Lagunitas beers. And as far as the coffee part of it, it is very subdued now, guys. Once it's come out of a whiskey barrel, it's very hard to detect that because the alcohol overpowers that. So we'll give you all the codes and all the ratings. So if you've had this one, brand new edition from Lagunitas, their High Westified Imperial Coffee Stout. I would have left the coffee stout off of this label. Even if they did, I'm sure they introduced some cold steep coffee into it before it went into the barrels, but now that it's however long it was in the barrels, I'm not sure. It is very subdued. So, with that being said, if you've had this new edition from them, let me know what you think. I thought it was damn tasty. Great final beer of the evening for me. And if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. And Lagunitas, thanks for sending it to me. And Rico, thanks for sending me the other one. I'm going to enjoy that probably within the next month or two. But now that I know the coffee is faded, probably could keep this beer in the refrigerator for a year or 2 or 3, maybe even 5. And it's still going to be just as tasty because the coffee is already faded. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's dig something out of the fridge. See you then.